say a prayer just before we open our meeting, and you pray in the manner which is most comfortable to you. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of this day of judgment. Thee alone do we serve, and Thee alone do we beseech for aid. O Allah, please guide us upon the right path, the path of those upon whom Thou hast bestowed Thy favors, and not the path of those upon whom Thy wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray. Ameen. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here tonight. Even though we're here dealing with a heavy, heavy topic, we want to have a good time, and we want to get some knowledge and some information. So, welcome to our first and hopefully not last annual PEP rally for the CDC Vaccine Justice or Else movement. And we are all here tonight based on the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He taught us a long time ago about vaccinations. And I remember back in the early 1990s learning about vaccinations, and he warned us against taking vaccinations then. And I was happy that I listened to him at that moment. And so we are here because there's information that we need to know that they're hiding from us, and we need to know the information. So welcome. Thank you all so much for coming out. Before we get started, I want to recognize some VIP dignitaries, very important people, guests of honor that are here with us tonight. We have Ambassador Lord Blumenberg. Yes, it is his real name. He is with the remnant of the Body of Christ International Church. He is the host of Real Life on 87.9 FM, and he is also an author of Man, Pull Your Pants Up. So that's his book. And he has copies here tonight for us. We also want to welcome Curtis Duncan with the Vaccine Justice or Else movement. Curtis, wave your hands so everybody can see you. We want to welcome Michelle Ford, founder of Vial.org. Michelle, raise your hand, everybody. See Michelle. We want to welcome Mr. Jared McKinley, outreach coordinator for the Representative John Lewis. Raise your hands. Thank you. Thank you for coming. We have with us tonight Brother Tony Muhammad, the West Coast Regional Representative of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. And I hope I didn't miss anybody, but that's all that I had at this particular moment. And I want to encourage you all to visit with our vendors in the back and purchase items, because that money, 100% of it is going towards this cause. So please support the vendors in the back. Also, if you have not already, please sign up for a committee. We need your help and your support. So we have the Marketing and the Promotions Committee. We have the Logistics Committee. We have the Fundraising Committee, and that is vital because nothing can run without money, pretty much. And then we have the Political Committee. So whatever your taste is, whatever your strength is, please sign up for a committee. Also want to mention as well, and this is a really big deal, we have our headquarters for the CDC Vaccine Justice or Else movement here in Atlanta. Will be opening on next Friday at 2 o'clock p.m. Yes, that's big. That's big. And more information will be forthcoming on that, but you're all welcome to come and support and be with us on next Friday at 2 o'clock. So save the date and the time so you can come, okay? All right, so next I'm going to bring up Deborah Johnson. Oh, I'm sorry. Backtrack. I'm going to bring up Brother Curtis Duncan. Come on up, Brother Curtis. Give him a round of applause.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Everyone's looking so wonderful. It's good to see all of your smiling faces. I have one request before I start. Everyone, please come to the first 4 rows. You know, we're all family, so let's all act like it. You know, let's get close. Please, come up. Come on up. On the count of 10, I'm joking. Come on up, please, in the back. Everyone in the back, please come up. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Give yourself a round of applause. Tonight, we are here because we love our children. And our children are the future. And there is a cartel, a pharmaceutical cartel. You know, Hillary Clinton, presidential candidate, oftentimes talks about how she passed a crime bill to get rid of those vicious cartels. No, she did not get rid of those vicious cartels. The most vicious cartel in America right now, which runs America, is the pharmaceutical cartel. They spend hundreds of billions of dollars lobbying your politicians to pass vaccine mandates, to give vaccine manufacturers legal immunity for vaccine injuries. And the Supreme Court even ruled that the vaccines are unavoidably unsafe, but they also ruled that that's why vaccine makers do not need to have any type of liability for their very harmful products. So we are here because our children are being assaulted. Our children now have some of the highest rates of autism. Close to 1 in 10 black boys today has autism. And it's estimated by 2032 that 1 in 4 American children will have autism. And not just autism, it's ear infections. I recently was on People TV, and I got a phone call from a grandmother whose child received the vaccines, and they now had to go to the hospital for ear infection. And just ear infections alone in this country cost billions of dollars to treat. And many people, once they get the vaccines, they usually get the ear infection as a result of it. So that's why we're here. And that's why I got involved. I first started researching the issue of vaccines at about the age of 22. And one of the researchers that I came across was Brother Keaty, who was actually right here at this audience, who will be speaking at the Vaccine Summit on Saturday. And when I did the research, I was like, wow, I got vaccinated when I was younger, and I thought vaccines were so great. But the information I came across was that vaccines were not so great. And the very vaccines that were being put out there to prevent disease actually caused the disease. And this became, in my mind, wow, this is like a medical conspiracy here. And a lot of people, they get concerned about the term conspiracy. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. But conspiracy is actually a law enforcement term. It essentially means the involvement of 2 or more people conspiring or planning to commit a crime. That's all a conspiracy is. So, people oftentimes talk about the term conspiracy theory. That's not necessarily a bad thing. If me and Michelle Ford plot to go rob a bank right here tonight and then execute that, that's a conspiracy, even if we don't execute it. And we could be thrown in jail for 20 years. But yet, you have yet to see a pharmaceutical executive or any drug executive spend any time in jail, okay? But yet, because of the nature of the limited liability company, the corporation, pharmaceutical executives can actually be thrown in jail if they do not maximize the profits of their shareholders because of the way the federal laws are structured. So essentially, you have a system because, that's what vaccines are about. They are about maximizing profit for shareholders. That's why, in the 1950s, we had about 4 vaccines, and now you have about 60, and they're trying to put close to about 200 more on the market. That's why you have all these different vaccines. The vaccines are producing more clients and patients for the big pharma because big pharma is not in the business of public health. They're in the business of managing public disease. In order to manage public disease, you must create demand for that public disease. So that's why big pharma, for example, invents the HPV vaccine. HPV vaccine does not prevent HPV. According to the Center for Disease Control, 70% of people who get HPV actually eliminate on their own. And the actual vaccines for HPV only actually protect you against 2 strains of HPV, but yet there's 78 strains out there that people can get exposed to. But what the HPV vaccine does do is actually cause cervical cancer. So then the company actually makes HPV vaccines could then turn around and sell you, the chemotherapy and radiation once you get the cervical cancer. So that's the name of the game. Yeah, I recall seeing a report about before pharmaceutical companies, before there was depression, which is a psychiatric disorder, Big Pharma had antidepressants. So essentially, the antidepressant came in 1970s. They had probably invented Prozac in 1970s. But then they paid off some psychiatrists and got the APA, or the American Psychiatric Association, to invent the illness known as depression, which they considered to be a brain imbalance caused by different neurotransmitters. You don't get depressed not because you're sitting on your butt watching TV, not because you're not getting sunlight, not because you're eating processed foods. No, it's caused by an imbalance of serotonin and dopamine in the brain, which is total, complete nonsense. But once they can convince people that so-called illness exists, then they can sell you an antidepressant. And close to about 30 million Americans are on antidepressants now in this country. So that's why we're here. It's because Big Pharma is creating the very diseases that they're trying to manage and treat. Okay, so that's why, you have all these different vaccines that, they tell us to get the vaccine because it's going to prevent the outbreaks. But yet the outbreaks continue to exist. The outbreaks don't go away. And this has been going on for a very long time. If anyone knows the history of mass vaccinations of this country, you will find that there was a man by the name of John D. Rockefeller who used to sell patent medicines in the early 1990s. What he did was he got into oil, took over, he created the oil monopoly. But he also realized, man, I can, this whole practice of medicine, you're curing people. You're using homeopathy and all these other different natural remedies to cure people. We can't have that. So in order to push my patented drugs, I have to have customers for my patented drugs. So the next thing he did was that he took over the educational system. So he created the General Education Board. Essentially the American educational system is derived from the Prussian system. The Prussian system of education was designed to produce obedient soldiers and workers. So the whole premise of modern education in this country is not to educate your kids, is to have them produce obedient workers who will do what they're told, who will take the 4 and 5 shots that the doctors tell them to take. They want to teach their kids to obey authority. So the Rockefellers did that, and then they came along and told the schools, okay, well, in order for kids to attend these schools, they need to get these vaccines that the Rockefellers invented. So then later on, you had the polio vaccine, which actually contained a cancer virus. Well, hey, if we're trying to prevent polio, why does it have a virus that actually causes cancer? That's because the vaccines are designed, again, to produce the very diseases that Big Pharma manufactures more drugs for. So if you have a pharmaceutical company that's manufacturing all these psychiatric drugs, they need to make sure they have patients who have psychiatric disorders. And one of the best ways to attack the brain is to put formaldehyde in the brain. Formaldehyde is one of the reasons why kids today get brain cancer and get leukemia, okay? You put aluminum. Aluminum's a neurotoxin. There's no safe exposure to aluminum. You put mercury in the vaccines. You put aborted fetal tissue in the vaccines, which actually causes the immune system to begin to attack the brain. Because autism is not just, it's actually not just a brain disorder, it's actually an autoimmune disorder. And I know plenty of people, African Americans in this country have some of the highest rates of lupus. But when you consider that the vaccines that they're receiving contain aborted fetal tissue, which will cause our immune systems to attack ourselves, then it makes sense why so many black women in particular have such high rates of lupus. But again, that's good for business, because once you have lupus, then you go to a doctor. You gotta get a drug. You gotta get an anti-inflammatory. You gotta get Tylenol. So that's the name of the game. And it's not just vaccines. You have a whole host of what's known as endocrine disrupting chemicals. Bisphenol A, atrazine. Bisphenol A is actually manufactured by Bayer Pharmaceuticals. Bisphenol A is a chemical which is found in 93% of people's bodies, which actually causes multi-generational breast cancer. which means that essentially if you're exposed to bisphenol A, which is found in canned foods and plastics, you will have, the fetus will have breast cancer. The child of that fetus will have breast cancer. The grandchild will have breast cancer, and the great-grandchild will have breast cancer. So it causes multi-generational breast cancer. And this is being manufactured by Bayer Pharmaceuticals. You also have a chemical by the name of atrazine. Atrazine, it's made by a company by the name of Syngenta. Syngenta was actually a spinoff of, I believe, GlaxoSmithKline, a pharmaceutical company. Atrazine is actually the #1 groundwater contaminant in this country right after Roundup. And Roundup is made by Monsanto. And Monsanto actually used to be a pharmaceutical company, in the early 1970s until they spun off and became a chemical company. And that chemical company now manufactures genetically modified organisms, which are found in 70% of our foods and are currently unlabeled. So this chemical by name of atrazine causes multi-generational prostate cancer. Not only that, it also prevents a woman from being able to breastfeed. So a woman can't breastfeed, which is the original vaccine, because for most of human existence, human beings have been getting breast milk for close to about 6 years. Right here in America, they get for about 6 weeks. And then a pharmaceutical company sells you infant formula, which is made by genetically modified soybean, which is also produced by a pharmaceutical company, and then you wonder why your kids are so sick. You're constantly taking them to a doctor. You're constantly taking them to a psychiatrist. So that's the name of the game. It's like a drug treadmill that most Americans are on and cannot get off. But this chemical by the name of atrazine, it prevents women from breastfeeding. So if they can't breastfeed, then that means they have to buy infant formula. So that's the name of the game. And we need to be able to speak out and stand up to this cartel, which is harming each and every one of us. Not only that, it's totally corroding our democracy. As I mentioned, Big Pharma is the #1 lobby in this country. It's not oil and gas. It's not ExxonMobil. It's Big Pharma. They have spent close to about, I think, almost, close to about $200 million within the past 10 years. And the amount of money they keep spending continues to go up. The reason why we have Obamacare is because of Big Pharma, because them and the insurance companies got together, wrote some legislation, handed it to Obama, who then signed it and passed it as law. And as a part of Obamacare, you cannot import drugs from places like Canada, because that will allow them to preserve their medical monopoly, which is what we have in this country. We do not have freedom of choice when it comes to our health and to our bodies. So that's why they passed a law in California to make vaccines mandatory, which these people who flew all the way out from California are here to protest, and were actively involved in that protest in California, which they then reached out to me, and that's when I got involved. But that's what you all need to know, is that Big Pharma, these vaccines, they are not about public health. They are about private profit. And then you actually pay for the damages, because every time they sell a vaccine, that portion of that money actually goes towards the National Vaccine Compensation Program. So essentially you have the vaccine injured paying for their own vaccine injuries. Big Pharma's not paying for the vaccine injuries. They're exempt due to a law passed in 1986 under Ronald Reagan. So they don't have to pay for vaccine injuries. And those vaccine injuries are close to about $3 billion. And mind you now, 70% of the claims that people submit to the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program are denied. So do 70% times $3 billion. How much would Big Pharma have to pay if they actually had to pay for all the vaccine injuries that they caused? It'll be close to about maybe $30 billion. Because if, I'm not a mathematician, but it'll be close to about $30 billion that they have to pay out in vaccine injury claims. So, vaccines are so safe and effective, then why has close to $3 billion been paid out to people who have legitimate vaccine injury claims? So that's why we're here. We're here because we love and care about our children. And I've been talking about this issue now for the past almost 10 years. I warned people about the swine flu vaccine. Now they're going to try to push a Zika vaccine. And pretty soon they're going to have a Ebola vaccine. And then a pork flu vaccine. Who knows? They will always invent these epidemics and outbreaks, which they create in order to push more vaccines. And before they even create the vaccine, they get an exemption. Because even before the swine flu vaccine came out, they went to Obama and said, give me an exemption for any vaccine injuries that comes as a result from people getting injected with mercury, which is the most toxic substance known to man. So the idea that you can actually prevent illness by getting toxic heavy metals into your body is a complete oxymoron, okay? So, we need to stand up for our own rights. Vaccines, as of right now, aren't mandatory. They're only mandatory in a few states, but they use fear. They terrorize us into getting vaccines. And then when we get the vaccines and we're injured, then, we go to seek recourse, then we have none. But they terrorize, I'm gonna take your kids away. You're a bad parent. They shame us. But right here in the state of Georgia, vaccines are not mandatory. In close to about 46 states, vaccines are not mandatory. You can obtain a religious, philosophical, or medical exemption. I've helped to create a vaccine exemption for people of the Muslim faith. Because again, many of the things that are in the vaccines are not haram. They're not lawful according to the Quran. And of course, if you are a Christian, then you're injecting yourself with foreign blood, because many of the vaccines now contain genetically modified human blood. And the reason why they contain genetically modified human blood is to make the vaccines more dangerous, so you get more disease, so you have more customers who get more drugs. Okay, so they have no monetary incentive to ever make the vaccines safe. They must be dangerous to produce more patients for Big Pharma, period. 50% of Americans now are taking some type of pharmaceutical drug. So that's 150 million people. And now they're pushing the drugs and the vaccines into Africa. And they take the mercury out of the vaccines here in America, which is not a problem, because then they'll sell it to third world countries, which have lax regulations. So pretty much, whatever they ban here in America, we'll ship it to Haiti, we'll ship it to Cuba, we'll ship it to Africa, we'll ship it to the Philippines. And if they don't take it, then, okay, well, we're not gonna give you food. Because they would literally use food aid as a weapon to force these countries to take these vaccines. And if you ever read the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman, they actually talk about how they'll go to these countries and these foreign leaders. The book is by John Perkins. And, and the foreign leader, he'll go to him and say, I love all your campaign promises. Those are excellent promises. But if you fulfill any of them, there's a bullet with your name on it. And if you don't fulfill them, then your family will promise a life of luxury and, utter ease. And that's what they do when they go to these countries, is that they intimidate and threaten them that you get these vaccines or else. So that's why we need to continue to move forward and have vaccine justice or else. Thank you.
That was very informative. I hope you wrote that down. That's a lot of information. Okay, so as with all programs, we are constantly making adjustments to the program. So we are going to bring up our chair of the CDC Vaccine Justice or Else movement. But before I get to that, I want to recognize students from Blackstone Academy. Would you all stand up so everybody can see you? And they are here tonight to let us know about their fundraiser, 5K for Education. And it's their first 5K walk or run for education. It's designed to encourage health awareness in addition to community involvement to raise much needed funds to benefit the high achieving students at Blackstone Academy. So Sister Mariam, that's your point of contact. If you would like to register for the walk, please see Sister Mariam, okay? Thank you, students. Okay, and without further ado, we're going to bring up the CDC Vaccine Justice or Else Atlanta chairperson, Brother Jermaine Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of God, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness that there is not but one God to whom all prophets come from. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I'm excited. Are you all excited? tomorrow, we headed to the CDC headquarters. They thought that we got quiet. It got a little cold, wintertime, you know. So we took the time to plan. Like they plan against us, we plan too. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank my staff here in Atlanta, Sister Secretary Kamisha Muhammad. Where's my co-chair? Where is she? Sister Deborah Muhammad. There she is. Come on up here, Sister Deborah. Come on up here, Sister Deborah. She's a little shy, but let me say something. My schedule is one of the heaviest that I've seen in a long time. And because of her, she organized this program, and I could not have done this without her. And she leads a great staff, and though she calls me 100 times a day, but that's what I'm here for. I love her. But I'm thankful for her. And she's set to move forward because in October, by God's grace, we want to, as Minister Tony said in D.C., we would like to take 25,000 plus to the CDC headquarters and make a statement. And to do that, we're going to need your help. We need people to get on the different committees that we have, such as fundraising, political, the marketing, logistics. And we're going to need more chairs and chairpersons to hold these seats and hold them effectively. I want to thank Sister Jacqueline, who's the new chairperson for Muhammad Smiles 15B out of College Park. I want to thank her for her help. I want to thank Brother Ben, who's over fundraising. And listen, if you haven't given Brother Ben a little donation, make sure we get to the set together. I want to thank Michelle for being here today, and thank you for organizing such a mighty task of a march that we're going to do tomorrow. And not to mention Saturday. We can't even stop it Friday. We got to do it all over again on Saturday. And Minister Tony coming all the way from the West Coast. But see, that's what we do. So, again, I just want to thank everybody. If I forgot anybody, please forgive me, because I'm excited to hear from our special guest. And, you know, I want to let you know that our children, I believe that the children are our future. To head up a mission such as this, or to just be a part of a mission such as this, you have to believe that. Because the big pharmaceutical companies are taking away the future every day. With these harmful vaccines, they're taking them away. And last but not least, I had the opportunity about 2 weeks ago to go. There was a bid going on, and for business, I was going to these different clinics in the Fulton and DeKalb County area. And everywhere I went, the people were lined up to give their children vaccines. And they didn't have a clue to what they were doing. So I said, well, you know what? I said, we're going to get a committee together, and we're going in front of every single facility that administers vaccines, and we're going to pass out literature, and we're going to make them aware. And we're going to do that starting next month. So, what I like to do now is bring up not only my brother, but my friend, one that I've known since I was about like that, I would say. But he's always been an eloquent speaker, but a tremendous person to just talk to. And I remember getting up one morning, I said, I got to talk to Minister Tony. He said, he hit me back on Facebook and said, brother, call me tomorrow at 2 o'clock. That was 6 months ago, I believe, maybe 7. And when I tell you, we've talked almost every day, up to now, here we are. He's one of the finest men that I know. Great example. Great example. And he's leading up this charge under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for us and our babies. So we organized Atlanta to get together. You're not doing it for me. You're not doing it for anybody else. You're doing it for your children. So I'm asking that you get behind him and help me to welcome the West Coast Regional Minister of the Nation of Islam, my brother, your brother, and our friend, Minister Tony Muhammad.
Thank you, Brother Jermaine. In the name of Almighty God, the beneficent, the merciful, the one God to whom praise is certainly forever due. Brothers and sisters, it matters not the name, your language, your culture. Many around this world, the 3 great monotheistic religions, all believe that there is but one God. So we thank him in the oneness of that God for all the servants who've come in a mighty line of divine. We have to thank him for Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad, those named and unnamed, great leaders, Buddha, Zoroaster, the great philosophers of the world, but the main prophets of God, who all saw this time and made what you would call in modern terminology predictions. But in theology, they all gave us prophecy that the human family would evolve and walk right into history. We believe that the wise and ancient fathers were so wise that they pre-wrote history before it even happened. So many of us who think that things biblically and Quranically was to happen yesterday, I'm telling you, all of the things that have been predicted is happening today. I couldn't say another word if I didn't thank Almighty God for loving us enough. Suffering people, no matter what your color or culture, all now is suffering. I have to thank God for coming to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, that man who taught Elijah Muhammad, an uneducated Georgia-born black man, told him what this government and the wickedly wise was trying to do, primarily to black people, but it would affect all people. I thank him, because from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we was given this man who is a champion for oppressed people and suffering people, no matter where he finds them. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, there may be some things you don't know about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This man loves humanity. Well, maybe I want to put it in a way that when I say humanity, I'm saying the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan loves humanity, all suffering people, no matter where you find them. And in my immature state in the nation, you know, you go through some things, which is good. It's good for growth. When I came in the nation, I had to be angry with others for a while until I learned that my destiny is in my own hand. And I learned by watching him how he treat people. I don't care what color they are. When they leave his table, they are enlightened. I've seen Japanese people at his table, Chinese people at his table. I've seen Arabs at his table, Caucasian at his table. And I used to wonder why he keeps inviting me to his table when he's meeting with Mormons. Because he wanted to teach and train me better etiquette. That you don't have to be the hater of no people if you are the lover of yourself. So, I thank Almighty God for them as I greet all of you, because this fight that has fallen in the lap of the Nation of Islam is a fight for all. All children are suffering at the hands of these wickedly wise beasts. So I greet all of you in an hour like this, and at a time like this. We're living in a time, brothers and sisters, like they've never been before. I really want you all to hear me, because my heart is very, very heavy on this subject. We're living at a time that the satanic minds of this world have duped the American people and people around the world in general. The Bible and the Quran warn us to be very, very careful of angels of light. The Holy Quran says, you be wise and be careful of those who come to you like they are sincere advisors, but they are hell-bent on destroying you. So I greet all of you in an hour like this, when I'm watching all of these unworthy people run for president. All of them is a part of the satanic forces. When you see our presidents have stooped so low that they won't even talk about things that are pertinent, you know you're living at a time called the end. So I need to greet all of you today in something we all need in our life and in this world, and that's peace. Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah. On behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and a grateful nation, brothers and sisters, those of you who are in this great city of Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, for whatever God reason is, has become a focal point. You here in Atlanta are about to do something that's going to stimulate the entire planet. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has now made Atlanta the focus. And now we plan to have the 21st anniversary of the Million Man March in October this year in this city. That's big. The CDC is going to be a focus on his mind. He said, I intend, brother, to pull the covers off of all of them. Y'all all right? So in speaking to him a couple of weeks ago, he said to me, "Brother, don't you let up." He said, because we now are involved in something that we now are pulling the blinders off the people of the world so that the people now will no longer believe in some mystery devil or some mythical spirit somewhere pulsating as if the devil is not real human beings. Y'all all right? And let me tell you, these devils are in every color. Sorry to tell you. Who have voluntarily pledged their allegiance to Satan. So I want to thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for giving me a tough assignment on his behalf. Because you don't know what you made of, brothers and sisters, until you have a formidable opponent. You can shadow box all day, but you don't know if you can fight until you get in the ring. So before I get started, I have to thank God for all of the people who have been battling with the vaccine makers and CDC. I really have to thank God, because we thought that autism, after seeing Rain Man, yeah, we did. We thought autism was a white problem. And white mothers were crying, and because, like all mothers who have an instinct that is akin to God himself, the closer you're going to get, the closest that you're going to get to God on earth is your mother. Because she carried us for 9 months and watched us come to birth and knows us. And every mother says the same thing. It was after they vaccinated my child. So I was thrown aback when Bobby Kennedy reached out for me. I was minding my own business. You know, and in Atlanta, we're dealing with a serious fratricide on ourselves. You know, it pains me sometimes, brothers and sisters, that we as a people are being attacked on so many fronts. Not only are they doing it to us, but they've been abusing us for so long that we've gone into agreement with that abuse, and now we're doing it to each other. So I'm very thankful that Bobby Kennedy reached out for me. Not that he has been carrying a banner, but let me tell you, the cry of any mother will bother you if you are human at all. And when Bobby Kennedy made me aware that the vaccine problem and the autism problem is disproportionately having the worst effect, according to the science, on black boys, I wasn't shocked, but I did not know exactly how Satan was coming after us. And I immediately made a call to Minister Farrakhan after meeting with this wonderful woman right here, Michelle Ford. Courageous fighters for others. We new to the game. But there are mothers here of all colors. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, brother, in the nation, we have to mature. He said, because the whole world is going to be seeking us out to join in with universal fights. Y'all all right? Yes, sir. He said, because now point number 12 of what the Muslims believe and want is about to happen. What do we want? A universal government wherein all can live in peace. And we done caught hell for so long that we should be out in front of every noble fight. That's right. So this vaccine piece, we were warned by this man who came from the East to teach, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was a wise, wise man. And he taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that he went in Detroit, Michigan. He went into black people's houses and took all the medicine out of the cabinet and threw it away. And warned us not to fall victim to medicine. And he said to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that wickedly wise deceiver who are in high places one day will find a way to eliminate black people primarily through poison. And then warn him to tell us not to take vaccine shots. This is in the 30s, 40s. Because he said one day scientists, through the study of genetics, will find a way to eliminate people through genetic makeup. Because sometimes we think we all the same. No, we all came here through the same universal principles. But our bodies are not all the same. Y'all all right? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, brother, whenever you speak on this vaccine, come from a spiritual perspective. And pardon me, brothers and sisters, in my speech, I'm having a lot of dental work done. So if I slip a little bit, you know, I'm having, thank you. Good. But he said, when I took Michelle and Bobby Kennedy and Brian Hooker to see the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as he was listening to them, he said, my mind was going straight to the scriptures in both Bible and Quran. Then he said, remind the people, brother, that there are people in high places. It's in the book of Ephesians, where Paul writes, we war not against flesh and blood, but we are at war against principalities and the powers and the rulers of this world. And sit down and be quiet. No. Thank you, sister. We're at war against principalities and powers and the rulers of this world that's in what? Low places? Spiritual wickedness that's in high places. He said, here is the satanic mind. The satanic forces loves to control people. Listen at what I'm about to say. If you are in high places, he said, brother, these are wise scientists, and they are very few in number, but they rule the entire planet. He gave me some of their names. He said, and I want you to mention the names. The Rothschilds. He said, because I'm going to expose them by name and force them to come after me. But they love to control. He said, and read in the Bible, the big war between God and the devil was for the hearts and minds of the people. He said the satanic forces, if they cannot control you through the media, through movies, then they will control you by outright killing you, but the attack will be the children. It's in both Bible and Quran. In the Quran, it goes, in the Bible, it goes like this. In the book of Exodus, when the people grew weary of Pharaoh and his governmental control over the people, there was a voice in the person of Moses causing trouble for Pharaoh because Moses was telling the people Pharaoh ain't God. But Pharaoh saw that the children was multiplying. People was beginning to outpopulate beyond his ability to control. I'm going into something because what you're dealing with, do you know that there are people that are very wealthy on this planet who believe that there are too many people on the planet? Can you imagine that? The planet is 196,940,000 square miles. And you telling me it's too many people on it? 57,255,000 square miles of land. They are called population control, or they are called eugenists. Pharaoh said these words, come on, let us deal wisely with the people, lest they grow up and multiply, we lose control, and they join on to another political force. Are the people having problems with the political parties in America? Who's Bernie Sanders? Who's behind him? The youth. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, this is a Joshua generation. This generation ain't going to take what the last generation took. So Pharaoh said, let us deal wisely with them and let us kill all boy babies. Wow. But spare the female. Yeah. In the New Testament, since some of you don't like the Old Testament, Herod had the same problem. The minister said to me, brother, you know why that's in there? It's not in there for a history story. It's in there to tell you that that mind would be more vicious in modern day time. He said, God's ways changes not, nor do Satan's. So in the New Testament, in Matthew 2:16, Herod saw a sign in the heavens that he was about to lose control to the youth, or some young person was about to be born to overthrow his kingdom. Listen at Herod's decree. He was upset by the news that the wise men gave him. He gave a decree. Some Bibles, depending on which one you read, he gave a decree to kill all the boy babies in Bethlehem. Bethel is a word that means the house of God. Ham, or the Hamitic people, or anytime you get to the Hamite, that represents the darker people of the planet. He sent out a decree in one book to kill both male and female, but he said you must do it before they're 2 years old. Fast forward it to book of Revelation. He said in the book of Revelation, if the pastors don't know how to teach this, they should shut up. In Revelation, you have a dragon. But do you know that people literally think of some dragon standing before a woman? And this is what the scriptures say in the book of Revelation. I think it's the 7th book. It says, and there was a dragon standing before this woman to devour her child before it's even born. Minister Farrakhan said to me, brother, that dragon represents the pharmaceutical industry. He said, because what industry? He said, when you read a scripture, you have to pull it out, take it, and put it over America and see if it fits. Who are we fighting? Because when Barry Siegel and all of those came before the minister and they were saying, the pharmaceutical and Minister Farrakhan, they are so powerful. He said, they ain't powerful to me. He said, I understand they got money, but it's how you view them. He said, in my mind, they like a midget. But the pharmaceutical industry now is this dragon. And Michelle, what are they doing? They have sent out a decree. And they've gotten our black politicians to agree that all babies have to have a vaccine shot before they are 3 years old. But the vaccine injuries are happening between 12 and 18 months. Come on, let us deal wisely with them. They're after all our babies. 20 years ago, Minister Farrakhan said that the pharmaceutical industry was making the American people and people all over the planet sick, and they know they was doing it. They planned to do that. So I close, brothers and sisters, that this is a serious fight. We really don't care nothing about getting William Thompson subpoenaed. I'm done with that piece, because they're going to turn him. Dr. William Thompson is going to be turned. They're going to give him an offer he can't refuse. They've already probably threatened to wipe his whole family out. They will make him change his mind on what he said, but we have too many recorded messages. So I'm letting you know today, you are fighting the dragon that's in the book of Revelation. So you can't be scared to fight against the satanic forces. They are not playing. They are out to get all of our babies. So I'm saying, Atlanta, Georgia, I'm telling you all, I thank God for the believers, Brother Jermaine, and your team. You all are the most active CDC team in the Nation of Islam, even more so than Los Angeles. In Atlanta, Georgia, in the backyard of the CDC. And they put it in the South because the minister said, brother, they know, they heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say, when the South rise is over. Yes, so here we are, no matter what the color, black people, white people, Latino people, now all together fighting against the dragon called the CDC. When you see this movie called Vaxxed, the believers went out in large numbers in New York. We left in LA a few days ago, and the MGT, the Sisters in the Nation, came out of the movie trembling. Trembling. I mean, when you see it, because see, some of us need to see them saying it. Because sometimes when we tell you, you don't get it. I thank God for Robert De Niro. Because all the black preachers that I went to, I told them the same thing Robert De Niro said, but take somebody white. No, I don't care. So I'm telling you, I'm privileged because in that movie, they wouldn't let nobody show that movie outside of their control. So the producers of that movie gave me the right to bring it here to Atlanta to be shown in Atlanta. And now the minister wants me to go on a 20-city tour. Because we, the Nation of Islam, got to get out in front of this thing and alert our people, brothers and sisters, so that mothers will be able to do the right thing. So Atlanta, Georgia, the CDC in Atlanta, Georgia, you should be saluted. Don't you get weary about no people. Don't worry about no big numbers, brothers. Every war I read about in the Bible and Quran, we never had a lot of soldiers. Huh? Joshua brought down Jericho. He ain't have but 300. You don't need a whole bunch of people. 10 people can change the world. You just have to be 10 people that are steadfast. Because let me tell you something. You got the truth, and confusion is about to be blown off. So black mothers are really, really crying out. 5 black mothers in LA was told that it was their genetics that got their children sick. And those 5 mothers went and had a hysterectomy. That's the plan. I'm going to show you a video where Bill Gates is involved in the murder of people of color. You could take it or leave it alone. He admits it. Go and Google his name under population control. Because his father was a eugenist, and his father sat on the board of Planned Parenthood. And you know who Margaret Sanger was. She hated black people. Said that black people was like weeds and we needed to be exterminated. And Bill Gates said that there's 3 ways to control the population, and he's figured out one of them, and he said one of the ways was through vaccines. See, when you see this, when you hear Satan himself, because a lot of black preachers hug Bill Gates. I wish I could see him. You walking around hugging Satan. And that's why the Bible say, and the sons of God came before God to present themselves, and Satan came also with them. And God questioned Satan, what you doing? And Satan said, you know me, I'm going to and fro, up and down, to deceive the whole world. I'm going to devour your people. You're in a hell of a fight. I know, because we did. Let me tell you something. You know why I know we got this, Michelle? I'm trying to be ministerial, but I got to say this. when you piss women off, now I have one. And I realized how much of a man I wasn't when I thought I could just do whatever I want to my wife. I'm going to tell you, one of the scariest things is to wake up with a woman staring at you. I'm talking about with a death stare. But the minister said, brother, let me tell you something. Satan is helping unity. He said, because when you got black and white and Latino mamas, when they get angry collectively, he said, watch the weather. Because the female is connected to the weather. He said, you're going to see hailstorms more. You're going to see rain more. He said, all of these doctors and pharmaceutical people who are destroying our children are going to die terrible deaths. So I'm happy. All the mothers who are here with children that are injured due to vaccines, would you stand? Any mothers? Wow. Wow. On behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he told me to tell you we will never get out of this fight. That's right. He said for me to tell you as a people, we know pain. We know it like you will never know we know it. Mothers to have their children torn out of their hand and slayed, all of this pain. See? And one thing about the nation, we ain't never scared. Never scared. We ain't no haters of no people. In fact, we speak the truth. And let me tell you, we're with you. He said, I can feel the pain of every mother whose child have been injured by this wicked demon and the satanic forces of this world. So thank you, Atlanta. I don't care if it's but 30 of us tomorrow. We're going to get out in front of the CDC, look, and we're going to put our attention on the same thing and pray that God exposes these wicked demons. I'm going to tell you the truth. I pray that God murders and kill every chemist who come up with this crap to do our children this way. So thank you. May God bless you. And let's get out in front of the CDC like Joshua went around Jericho, and it's going to fall, y'all. Thank you, and may God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry.
Something about that spiritual teaching that make you want to stand up and fight somebody. Praise be to Allah. Okay, thank you so much, Brother Tony, for your words. We're going to hear from Michelle Ford, president founder of Vaccine Injury Awareness League. She's going to let us know about the other events that are coming up this week and how we can participate in them. Come on up, Michelle. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. It's 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, let me know.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Changing program, as we said. Okay, so we're going to make way for our guest tonight, Mr. Tony Terry. He's going to grace the stage and perform 1 or 2 songs for us. Let's give him a round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. How was everyone? Brother Tony, that was powerful, Doc. Powerful. Powerful. Very educational. I want to sing to the ladies. This is for you. Yeah, da da da. Cause you're a light that shines on me. You changed my life, baby, can't you see? I could never repay you for what you've done. And I know for sure that you are the one, just for who you are. You're a shining star. You turn my world around. Loving you I found everywhere I go. I want the world to know that because of you and what you do, my love for you will grow. I'm inspired by you. I don't mind you correcting me. It makes me stronger and brings out the best in me. The things you say and the things you do makes me wanna love you. It's all about you, baby. You're a jewel, yeah, that I treasure. I wanna give my all to you forever, baby. It was you that helped me see the light inside of you was shining just for me. Just for you. You're a shining star. Yeah. You turned my world around. You turned it around. Everywhere I go, I gotta tell the world to know that because of you and what you do, true love for you will grow. And you make me feel so brand new. You changed my life with what you did. Baby, what you did, that's why I'm inspired by you, babe. Oh, yes, I am. Yeah, Shabba-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. I'm inspired by just for who you are. Just for who you are. You're a shining star. You're a shining star. You turned it around. You I found. And everywhere I go, I gotta tell the world. Because of you and what you do, I'm inspired by you. Yeah. I really am. You bring out the best in me. Yeah, yeah. You bring out the best in me. Yeah. You're a light that shines on me. You changed my life. Baby, can't you see? I could never repay you for what you've done. but I know for sure that you are the one. Just for who you are, you're a shining star. You turn my world around. Love, 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 love in you I found. You can fade it out. Yes, you can. I'm inspired by you. Sometimes, you know, we have to lift up our women. We have to lift up our queens. We have to hold them up as the queens that they are, because they feature us as their kings. Everlasting love. We got one more? Yeah. Can I do one more? Thank you for having me. Well, it's been a long day. I'm gonna take it kind of easy and relax a while. I wanna hear some mellow music, nice and slow. You fill me up with love, you make me overflow. When I was down, you would always lift me up. I thank God that you were there. I know miracles and dreams come true, 'cause my every wish came true when I found you and your everlasting love. It's the kind of love that won't ever die. No, 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 never, never. Yeah, 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 everlasting love. Yeah, yeah. Temporary love don't mean a thing, no. 'Cause if it's temporary, it can't be real. And all the things you've done for me will never fade away. They last forever. You bring me joy. Oh, yeah. When I was down, you would always lift me up. Thank God that you and dreams come true. My every wish came true when I found you and yours. Everlasting, the kind of love that won't ever die. No, 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 never, never. The kind of love that lasts forever and ever and ever. Things I used to do, I don't do no more. Places I used to go, I don't go no more. Ever since you came along, you gave my heart a brand new song. And ooh, I want to thank you for everlasting love. My love, my love will last forever and ever. Yeah, 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 everlasting love, yeah. Oh, seek and ye shall find everlasting peace of mind. Oh yes, oh yes, yeah, yeah, yes. If you knock on the door, it shall be opened. want to thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you for that. That was really awesome. Not only can we learn, we can have a little fun at the same time. Praise be to Allah. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to bring up Brother Jermaine back to the rostrum. Come on, Brother Jermaine.
Assalamu alaikum again. Brother Terry. Let's give this brother a round of applause. That was awesome.
Yes. I mean, I grew up on Tony Terry, the 90s. And I'm telling you, he really, really is awesome. So, and it's, you know, I didn't have to ask him 2 or 3 times. I told him what the purpose was for, and he said, for the children, yes. Just like that. And also, we share, we both, well, I guess, well, he lived in Jersey for the first part of your career. I'm from Jersey. So, you know, that's pretty awesome. Actually, I'm going to be holding a gala up there very soon to honor Sister Rosemary Muhammad. When we first started out, when the nation was being built again in 1978, we used to meet with a minister in the living room in a bay window. And when I went back up to New Jersey, I stopped by Brother Kareem Muhammad's house, and it was like a museum. Everything was still the same. The huge round couch, the little section where our Minister Louis Farrakhan would sit, and we had all these pictures. And so I think, you know, the first time I tasted bean soup, and it was the first time all of us, I mean, we didn't have time to study. It was just like, okay, you know, let's build the Nation of Islam. And we just had to be MGT and FOI, and we didn't have time to study. We just walked around like we knew everything. But the main thing was, I remember all the churches, and it was just a few people here. Okay, so if I just want you to understand that there was times the Nation of Islam was like this size. Look at it now. This movement is going to be a lot bigger because I just want to say one thing. Autism is growing very, very fast. It affected my family. I mean, my daughter had graduated, was ready to start her life. And then my grandson received autism after 18 months of receiving an MMR vaccination. He was a thriving child. All of a sudden, he just stopped speaking. He's 10 years old now, and he cannot speak at all. He does not say maybe one word here and there. And so when I first heard of Michelle Ford and Minister Tony Muhammad, I saw Minister Tony Muhammad, and everybody was taking pictures. That day, you can recall, I would love to take a picture of Minister Tony Muhammad, but I just wanted to work with him. And I came up and I offered I said, Minister Tony Muhammad, tell me what I need to do. And I'm here doing it, and I will fight to the end because you gotta have that spirit, and you gotta fight, and you gotta be the fearless. You know, one more thing I wanna say real quick. When I was young, about 22 years old, we used to walk up and down the street, and we would talk, you know, we just learned the supreme wisdom, and we would say, you know, when we get to the 10,000, that's going to be it. We just talked about the 10,000 all the time. But I was thinking 10,000 in the Nation of Islam. We succeeded that already. But when 1010 came, I didn't make it out on that one, but I was in my living room, and I sat down, and I said, oh, that's it. When I heard the minister say, I need 10,000 fearless, that 10,000 was way bigger than just a whole millions of people at a march to enjoy fame and being there or just to support him. See, you got to be fearless in this because we're fighting an entity that we're really trying to take down really the powers to be. And we have to work together. There's no time for someone to have their own personal, agenda. Thank you, Sister Kamisha. I needed that one. But it's really not about that at all. I should see everybody from the Nation of Islam here. I'm putting my life on the line. My name is out there. A lot of times I can't use and stand behind Deborah Muhammad. I got to put Deborah Johnson out there because some people don't relate to Muhammad. Some people can't even pronounce it. So let me say this. If I can stand out there and put my name, I have homes, I have beautiful lofts downtown. I was very successful in the corporate world. I was one of the top analysts for Coca-Cola, Home Depot, Merck pharmaceutical company. I gave all of that up for you. And if you can't work with me and believe in what I'm trying to do, then there's a problem. I really sometimes get so tired, and I want to quit. I must say to Brother Jermaine and Brother Ben, he's my therapist, I'm quitting today. That's it. I'm done. And then I can't let go. Because I said, I thought I knew Minister Louis Farrakhan. I thought I did. This man at his age is moving and traveling. Our minister, Tony Muhammad, flying all over the place speaking. And here I am, I'm tired. Are we kidding? Remember, God will judge those by his works. Check. What is your works? That's all I want to ask. Let me see them.
That's your coach here. Sister Deborah. Sister Deborah. Woo! Assalamu alaikum. Are you ready? We gonna fight like hell. We ain't giving in to nothing. You hear me? And Minister Tony, let me tell you, the minister gave you an assignment. But Brother Minister, let me assure you of something. As Allah is my witness, we will never cower out on this situation here. We will stand with you. We will back you. God damn it, we will go down fighting before we give up. We will travel. We will take this word every single place we need to go to save our children. We will do what's necessary to make sure that we take it to our enemy. We won't bow down. You make that word bond. Sister Deborah, I thank you for everything that you do. Now listen to me before we bring on these fine sisters. I want to thank our Southern Regional Representative of the Nation of Islam, Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad, who's working hard in the Southern region on behalf or at the request of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We have to stand behind leadership, and we have to work, and we're going to get tired. But as our brother said over there, we gotta be lifted up in God's name, his spirit. We've got to work, and we're going to get tired. We're going to get, hey, I just want to quit, like Sister Deborah said sometime. But I tell that sister, no, hell, you're not. That's not going to happen, because I need you in this fight, because we're going to take it to our enemy like never before. And he's going to come at us with propaganda, as Minister Tony would say. But hell, what can he do? We can only die once, right? You can only jail us. Oh, well, it is what it is. But we work in the name of God. So, with that being said, I want to bring up some sisters that I'm going to sit back and look at this, because I want all the sisters in here who have never seen this before. I want you to pay close attention to how we train our women. I want you to pay attention. See, the minister said we're soldiers. And we're going to be soldiers before we're anything. We're soldiers first. And these sisters here go show you an example of what a soldier is. You've heard from Minister Tony Muhammad. He showed you what an example of what a soldier was. Now these sisters go show you the physical part of what being a soldier is. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring up the mighty, mighty, mighty vanguard of Atlanta. The vanguard, yes, of Atlanta. Allahu Akbar. Minister Tony, I'm going to join you.
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that 75% of the work is with the woman. She is mothers of civilization. She is the first teacher. The black woman is God.
Come on, we can do better than that. Come on, the mighty, mighty vanguard of Atlanta, Georgia. All praise is due to Allah. Come on, Sister Secretary, if I get on. Come on, let's do it some more. That's right. Come on, let's give it to her. The mighty, mighty vanguard of Atlanta. Take over this.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I was mesmerized. Mesmerized. Can you imagine the hours them sisters put in to get that top notch? Oh my God. Give them a round of applause again. Awesome. That is a part of the training that the women receive as members of the Nation of Islam. Praise be to Allah. Okay, next, we're going to bring some, sir. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to shift gears just a little bit. We're going to hear from one of our young brothers, FOI. He goes by the name of Louis the King. He's going to grace the mic for us. Give him a round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum. How y'all doing? Before I get started, I just want to let y'all know that I'm not my brother who sung before. I'm not gonna sing. I'm not Minister Tony. I can't teach like that. But I have my own ministry, and since we dealing with getting justice from the CDC, the song I wrote originally it was for 10-10-15, and our theme was justice or else. But since we still dealing with justice, this song is right in line with it. So if y'all give me a few minutes, all right, we ready? Now, I want y'all to come along with me. The hook is about justice. So when you hear it, just repeat after me. You ain't ready like me, trying to get the DC 10-10-15. Yeah. Making these moves in the streets, rounding up my peeps, all rides on me. Trying to get the money, trying to get that green, trying to get the cheese in the race like a rat. And I ain't even in the trap, but I know you in the trap, so I gotta get the facts. Set a beachhead up in the city of the A, that's behind the lines of the enemy. So the squad of mine, no Drake got the energy to attack and fire like Americans overseas. No justice, no peace. You better realize we're at war with a beast. And I ain't talking about how they treat us, I'm just trying to let you know you better be believers. You better be believers. All I wanted was some justice. 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 All I wanted was some rap like a king. You know me, I ain't playing in these streets. LTK, put me on the throne like royalty. If you ain't dead, then you violating loyalty. Tryna buy me, that's another pay my lawyer fee. Sleep with the enemy, not me. Running from my destiny, not me. Aim and miss, not me. In the middle of the street, stop the beef at the LOC. Do you know what that mean? One goal, one aim. This time, no games. 20 years in and still no change. I guess that means that they words all vain. If we do the same thing and expect to change, we must be insane. We must be insane. Listen.
Damn it, if we can't get justice, if we can't have peace, if our children are dying in the streets and there's no redress for our grievances, why the hell should we stay here and continue to live like this and then join an army and go somewhere and fight for the same damn enemy that's doing what he's doing?
All I wanted was some justice. 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 All I wanted was this life, this time, when all I gotta do is just put it in a rhyme. Trayvon, Mike Brown, Tamir Rice, Eric, Sandra Bland, Kendra, that's right. It ain't right, and you really think that we gon' march for peace? That's foolishness. This war to me, no changing up, no letting up. Man, you better get up, let's ride, G. All roads gon' lead us to DC. No time to play, better say the date. 10-10-15. Say the date. 10-10-15. See you there. 10-10-15. No games. 10-10-15. That's right. All I wanted was some justice. 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 Can y'all give it up for DJ Rockwell for keeping my track on his computer? Thank y'all.
One more round of applause for our brother Louis the King, one of Atlanta's finest.
Okay, station identification break. Remember, this is a fundraiser, so we are asking for your support in this cause. Visit any of the vendors at the back of the room or just drop it in the bucket. We could do that. Drop it in the bucket. If you would like to give a donation, please do so at this time. The brother and the sister are coming up. If you would like to drop something in the bucket, drop it in the bucket.
It's the trash can. CDC threw the documents in the trash can. 100,000 documents was thrown in the trash can.
Yes, ma'am. So we're going to ask everybody, whatever you can give, whatever you're able to give, please give it, because it all is going towards a worthy cause. We want to keep the pressure on the CDC. We want to keep the information flowing in our community so people can know what's going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we can take credit cards. Brother Minister Tony, $500. Praise be to Allah. That is awesome. Sister Deborah has $20. Anybody else want to be recognized for your donation tonight? And Brother Tony Terry has CDs in the back, and he's going to sign your CD for you. This is a good opportunity right here. This is the song I know the most. This song right here. Don't catch me in the car with the windows rolled up. So please, we're not finished with the program, but if you would like to give a donation, please do so at this time. Okay. Ready, brother? Okay, next, once you have given until it helps, we're going to hear from our next artist tonight. He goes by the name of Sino. I haven't heard him before, but he met one of the brothers on the street when they were promoting this event, and he was very excited about coming and performing his song for tonight. And we had to make a little change to the music just so it could be more family friendly tonight, and he has agreed to do that, so we're going to bring him up. Come on, Brother Sino. Give him a round of applause, y'all. You can take that mic right there. Young brother rapping about positive things.
Assalamu alaikum. All right, y'all ready? I really just need some claps, some little basic claps, and then we're gonna get the show started. All right. A lot of stuff going on. How should I start off? I'm ready 2-year-old, and gotta say it blow with the sawed off. Police killing everybody. In that case, you getting thrown off. But instead of locking up the black, giving life to us, that will make a person goes off. Blood versus blood, crip versus crip. Man, the gangland throwed off. Baltimore killed Lil Freddy. That's the reason why they showed off. Ladies ain't ladies no more. They just want another rip the clothes off. They'll chill to a 17-year-old. You're the one who set the bomb off. Shh. If you and me, man, life is crazy. See, I just thank God every day I made it. That's why I blow like Jamaicans and stay strapped like a Haitian. Like a kid never played on the playground. Oh boy, I ain't playing. Yeah, what happened to the kid? Yeah, what happened to the kid? Yeah, the one little sport room. Shh. The kid growing up now, if you and me, they in love with the courtroom. Last week, 5 people got shot, 2 died. Dang, and I knew both of them. Tears started falling from both sides of the family, cause I know that the folks love him. Paul Walker died in a car crash while on the set for his new movie. The same year Mayweather beat Pacquiao, but yeah, they thought he was gonna lose it. Wayne tour bus got shot up in Atlanta, that stuff never happened. Bruce turned out to be a lady, the world looking like what happened. Illuminati took Michael Whitney, but the media acting like they didn't. Yeah, he had a baby by Kim K. Nicki Minaj to my boy Meek Millie. Birdman and Wayne B shot the world. Boosie came home, bless the little girl. Same thing I want to do for my little girl. Same thing I want to do for my little girl. Plane crash on the expressway. Ended up killing 4 people. By 2016, a billion Africans. 50 Cent trying to feed them. Real people like that, yeah, we need them. They don't come around no more. These people funny in the inside. That's why their mama birthed out jokes. I never switch my folks. Why? That's because of the bad blood. Shouts out to Houston, Texas. I pray for them folks in that dang flood. Rap game just like the streets. Stuff look good, but it ain't. You'll be surprised walk up to a famous person and they can't buy a drink. The world look at black men wrong cause Hal dropped out and then go to college. And look at the other like them the one that we need, they gonna maintain good profit. Boy, they need to stop it. Every day of my life, look, I'm guapping. When is this stuff gonna stop? I think it's never stopping. Thank y'all. Sit down.
Give our brother one more round of applause, please. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Vaughn Muhammad, a.k.a. DJ Rockwell, rooted right here in the South, and I want to thank every single one of you for coming out tonight, taking time out of your busy schedules to come here, an important message at an important time. Make no mistake about it, family, we are at war. So this is the portion of the program where we want to bring forth our talent and those who have decided to make a statement of war with their music and their words and their poetic expression, as you just heard from our previous artist. Now, my co-host, Sister Kamisha, is around here somewhere with the rest of the program. So until then, we're going to play a little music. And like she said, please support our vendors. Please introduce yourself to one another. You have to meet who your co-workers are. Remember, this is work. Meet who your co-soldiers are. Introduce yourself to someone who you haven't met before. Spread yourself around. Shake a hand. Meet someone new today. So until then, here's Sister Deborah with a word for us.
Okay, can have everyone's attention. I actually want to have Brother Keedy come up for just 3 minutes. He's an awesome chef. He's written wrote 28 books. And he has something he wants to say. And also, Tony Terry is still in the back. If you have a credit card, let's support him. Let's support this function with $10. Come on up. His CDs are $10, and remember, it's this is a fundraiser, and we can really use your help. Come on up, brother. I'm getting tired.
Could I just please? I've just gotten off of an airplane from Las Vegas. Like Brother Minister Tony Muhammad, I've come a long, long way. I'm sorry that we didn't get started early enough that everyone who was going to speak got a chance to speak. But if I could just ask you, just for 3 minutes of your time. I've written 28 books. My next book will be out next month. 4 books on vaccinations. Just 3 minutes of your time is all I ask, and I do want your attention. What we are demonstrating here today is direct democracy. You and I know it as people power. We can witness this force is rising all across the country, all around us. People power is rising to stand against injustice, wealth concentration, debt enslavement of our college students, Wall Street and banking excesses. People power standing against genetic engineering of our food. We see people power in the groundswell of Trump supporters who are trying to take their Tea Party movement back from the GOP elite. We see people power in the Sanders supporters, which is the 99% movement rebirthed again to take power back from the Democratic Party elite. We see people power all around us standing up against the injustice they see in this country, against the phony drug wars, to decriminalize marijuana, to liberate 1 million people from the grips of the prison industrial complex. Direct democracy, people power all around us. Now, some of you may know me as the one who did a lot of the research on the deadly experiment on 711 black and Latino babies in Los Angeles County by the Kaiser Permanente Foundation. Edmonston Zagreb was the name of the vaccine. And we knew the vaccine was deadly because they had used it previously in Senegal, Gambia, and in Haiti. And listen carefully, listen to this. In those studies, they found that the EZ high titer measles vaccine killed 1 out of every 13.3 children, and the World Health Organization injected 210,000 children around the world with EZ high titer vaccine. We have the evidence for this. And especially the easy vaccine was killing baby girls at a higher rate than boys. And they knew that, and then they brought it to the United States, and Kaiser Permanente, LA County Department of Health, Department of Health and Human Services, and the CDC injected 711 babies in LA County. Now, they said, well, we had a measles outbreak. We're only going to inject the children in the most vulnerable areas. But when I checked the 17 regions of the LA County Department of Health, they didn't pick 1, 2, and 3. They picked number 3, number 15, and number 3, 13, and 15. So they scooted around. Why did they pick these hospitals and these black and brown babies? Because those hospitals had a record of cooperating with medical experiments. But you forgot Tuskegee syphilis experiment. You forgot the Fernard School for Children, where they fed radioactive oatmeal along with the Quaker Oats Company. You forgot about that. You forgot about the prisoners in Ohio, Michigan, and California injected with radioactive plutonium in their testicles to see if it would sterilize them. You seem to forget about these. You seem to forget that 200,000 women in America were sterilized through the eugenics campaign. You seem to forget about this. But we don't forget. And we are outraged, which is why we come together with our power. They call it direct democracy. We call it people power. Direct democracy equals people power. And people power is turning our rage into action. No, you cannot experiment on our babies. No. No, you cannot shoot our youth down like dogs in the street. No. No, you cannot target our childbearing age women for dangerous chemicals like Norplant and Depo-Provera, chemical abortions, sterilizing, and cancer-causing vaccinations. No. No to GMOs. No to toxic gender-bending chemicals in infant formulas. I'm not just making all this stuff up. I've got documentation on all of this. Now, again, some of you know what I do, but a lot of you don't even know who I am and what I do. We say no to a media cartel that lies about everything. They lie about terrorists in caves bringing down the Twin Towers. They lied about supposed weapons of mass destruction, and they used that lie to literally destroy a nation, Iraq and the region. They lie and they create perpetual wars in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, the destruction of legitimate governments in Somalia, Libya, Ukraine, Syria, Gaza, Lebanon, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. No. No, you can't have our people power. You cannot have our direct democracy. You cannot take away informed freedom of choice. See, the medical, drug, pharmaceutical, media cartel, I call them the trolls. They like to call us names. Well, we got some names for them, and I'm going to begin with the cartel, the trolls, because they will go on YouTube and fight and criticize, but you notice they never post their picture up. Why? Because one troll is on YouTube is 5 different people. And I say, didn't I debate you on the other side a few minutes ago? I recognize your writing style. Why don't you put a picture, and when I click on your YouTube link, you want to criticize me because you say I have no evidence, but I tell you, just web search my name. Either I am or I am not. I put my picture on my YouTube page, go look at my videos, and when I go to their sites, they have no videos. They are trolls, and they're being paid to maintain the profitability of that enterprise. I'm going to wrap it up here real quick. I have a written and prepared statement. I'm going to read the whole thing during the course of the weekend. Direct democracy and people power demands new strategies and new leadership. Instead of protest, let's divest, let's invest, and let's compound our profits so we can generate sustainable development. Instead of wealth and income concentration, let's use the wealth of the nation to eliminate poverty and free young families. to rebuild our communities, create innovation zones and incubators and XOs that are determining the future of commerce and industry. Let's crowdfund and crowdsource our solutions to the challenges of our era, such as wealth creation, climate change, equitable global economic policies, solving the plague of chronic diseases, autism, obesity, cancer, and Alzheimer's. People power, direct democracy to create effective challenges to the media, medical, and military cartels and the profiteering on human misery that they do. People power to connect our urban zones to the rapid rise of economies in Africa, South and Central America, South Asia, the Caribbean, and elsewhere. People power, direct democracy is a natural force of human and civilization evolution. This is our time. This is our moment. We can seize the momentum of other groups that are in revolt, join it all together, and create the primary paradigm shift. We may not win the election in November 2016, but whoever does win it, people power will control what they do or disrupt everything and say, you can't do anything. We were passive when they passed the Affordable Care Act, thinking that it was protecting our best self-interest, only to see the insurance companies and the medical drug pharmaceutical cartels be the big beneficiaries, running up a $3.25 trillion annual investment in the worst health care of all of the developed nations. Everybody in this room, are you listening to this? Brother Tony, this is very important. Every body, physical corpus in this room is worth $10,000 a year to that cartel, while they make the population sicker. Now, I removed myself from the cartel 40 years ago, and I've calculated I saved $270,000 by not letting them have my body. If we're talking strictly about black people in America, black bodies, not swinging from southern trees, but living bodies are worth $400 billion a year to the medical pharmaceutical drug cartel. They don't want us healthy. We are a profit margin. So I want you to come out this weekend. I want to get in contact. I have a bunch of my books, documentary films. You have 28 books. Why do I get crowded at the end of things? But that's okay, I'm here. You're here. That's what really matters. That's what people power is. As much as we love speaking to the people, we know that the people power is on the other side, and if you don't exercise your direct democracy, then we are wasting our breath. And you would not do that to us because you do love us. So people power. Can I hear you say people power? People power. Direct democracy. I want you to remember this one. Educated and informed freedom of choice. I have never heard our side say don't vaccinate. But I have heard our side, such as myself, say we raised 3 daughters and we didn't vaccinate, and our children's health could be measured against any children in the entire nation. But your children are your investment in the future. I cannot make that decision for you. I can allow you informed freedom of choice. That's all we're demanding is informed freedom and choice, because like many of us in this room, once you become informed, you make your choice. Last point I'll make, and this is 15 minutes. Last point I'll make. Some people say they are freedom of choice for women in their bodies, so they support abortion. But when that baby is born, when parents do choose to give birth, they want to take your freedom of choice away. Some people say they are pro-life, that when the 23 pairs from the male and the 23 pairs from the female come together, the 46 chromosomes is whole, and that's life. But then they want to take away your freedom of choice when that baby is born. We believe in freedom of choice. The Libertarian Party says they believe in freedom of choice. The other parties say they believe in freedom of choice, therefore I say they are all on our side. They just don't know it yet. My name is Keedy Awadu, a.k.a. The Conscious Roster. We're going to be all around all weekend talking about informed freedom of choice, people power, direct democracy, And if you have a moment, step to the table. Let me send you something to take home with you. Thank you very much for everyone putting this on and for allowing me a little bit of your time.
Thank you all so much for coming and participating. Let's give all of our presenters tonight a warm round of applause. We have to be fearless in this effort. So just want to remind everyone about the protest tomorrow. We're starting at 7 a.m. in front of the CDC headquarters on Clifton Road. Bring your bullhorns, bring your posters, bring your marching shoes, because we're going to let them have it tomorrow. Okay? You with me? Let me hear you. Let me hear you. And bring some water. Okay, so if nothing else, Brother Chairman, we're going to bring up Michelle so she can give us the rundown for the weekend. Thank you so much.
Hi. Thank you so much for being here and for staying. It's late in the evening. My name is Michelle Ford, and I'm the founder and the president of the Vaccine Injury Awareness League. And so you heard about the protest tomorrow. Yep.
Hey, everybody need to be quiet, please. Everybody stop what you're doing. Don't make me come back there. All right.
Thank you, Minister Tony. All right, so you heard about tomorrow. We are protesting at the CDC. We're going right into the lion's den to raise awareness. We want the world to know that we are awake, we are united, and we are not going away. It's for babies. We're out here to save babies. And make no mistake about it, it is up to the mothers and the fathers, but I believe it's up to the mothers. I don't care if there's a freight train. A mother is going to jump in front of that train to save her baby. If there is a grizzly bear, a mother is going to stand up and she's going to fight that bear. And so when Minister Tony was talking earlier about the dragon, he didn't say that to intimidate you. He said that to let you know that together we can defeat that dragon. We can defeat that dragon. And we have information, we have resources, we have people that are committed to making sure that you're empowered and that you know the truth. Because you know what? There are seats that are empty in here tonight. And I can promise you this. For every seat that is empty, there is a family at home tonight who can't leave the house because they've got a very sick child. They've got a baby that they can't take outside, and that baby might be 18, 19, or 20 years old, still in diapers, with a helmet and some earphones to protect their sensory. Pharma has hurt our babies. And your babies are my babies. I got lucky. My oldest daughter, she was mildly injured. We talked about those ear infections earlier. That was my daughter. Chronic ear infections and chronic diarrhea. And I could see it. Something was wrong, and she was in pain. And her doctor said, wow, she's not handling her vaccines very well. We're going to space them out. Now, this was in 1993. And I thank God for my doctor, her doctor, that spaced her vaccines out, because you know what? She was suffering. Had she stayed on schedule, I know in my heart something horrible was going to happen to her. But I didn't read up about vaccines. I didn't read up on it until I remarried. Actually, it was before I remarried. When I knew I wanted to get married, I started reading up on it because I knew I wanted to have more babies. And I thought to myself, I read an article, a paragraph in a book that says parents will do more research on a baby stroller than they will on what they're letting be injected into their babies. And that is the truth because we trust our doctors. But our doctors have been duped. The doctors are not evil. They believe that they were told the truth. They believe that they're saving babies, but they're not. They're representing the dragon, and they don't know it. So we need our doctors in here. We need our nurses in here. We need people to be told the truth because our babies deserve it. And all those parents out there that gave us the information that we have today that wasn't out in the early 90s, it's for them that we fight too, because we owe them a debt of gratitude. Those of us that are healthy, able-bodied, intelligent enough to trust our human, God-given instincts, those of us that have a relationship with God, we must fight because some parents are too tired and devastated to fight. They need us. And so do the babies of the future. Sorry. I didn't mean to get all worked up. Look at these beautiful kids. Hi, young ladies. These babies are our future, too. All right, so you know about the protest tomorrow at CDC from 7 in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then on Saturday at Life University in the upper gymnasium, we're going to be having the World Leader Health Education Summit. You heard Brother Kidi Awadu speaking just a little bit ago. He's one of our key speakers. And we've got a full plate. We've got scientists, we've got doctors, we've got committed activists coming to talk to you. So please, please come. We also have, because of Minister Tony's hard work and my friend Dana Gorman, shout out to Dana Gorman, we are going to be screening the movie Vaxxed. Now you may have seen on Good Morning America and the Today Show, this is the film the government does not want you to see. And because of this man right over here, Minister Tony and Dana, we got connected to the team of people that can make a decision so that we can bring that film right here to Atlanta. Thank you. Thank you, Minister Tony. So, it's a free event. We're not charging you to come, but I need you to come. And I don't want to preach to the choir. I want you to come and I want you to bring 10 of your friends. I want you to bring your pregnant friends. I want you to bring your nieces and nephews, teachers and doctors, lawyers and politicians. That's right. Bring them with you because the truth needs to be told. And we don't want to just preach it to ourselves. We need the world to know. And the more people that are empowered with the truth, the faster the truth is going to get told. And Minister Tony is right. As we speak, William Thompson is figuring out an exit strategy. Someone got into his ear. So when it's all over the news that those crazy anti-vaccine people went to Atlanta, I want you to know it's because they're scared. They're scared that they're going to lose their profit margin. And to that I say, hell yeah. Absolutely. You can take your stupid profit margin because we're standing with the babies. We are standing with the babies. So I close. Come on Saturday. You must register, and you can register for more than one person, but we are going to be asking for ID at the door. So if you invite someone that comes, make sure that they say you invited them so we can check them off as one of your guests. The website is cdctruth.org. The event on Saturday is the World Leader Health Education Summit. You can click on the Register Now button and then the World Leader Health Education Summit button. Get tickets now. You fill your name and your email address, and that's it. All right? Thank you, Minister Tony. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I can't wait to see you outside of the CDC tomorrow, standing strong and fearless. And I really hope we can get the drill team to come on Saturday. All right. Oh, good. Minister Tony is going to send them information. So I close. Thank you so much. In God we trust. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, before we close out, I had a special request, Brother Kenneth from Blackstone, to come up and say a few words. These are his students, so we just wanted him to say a few words, and then we'll close out.
Assalamu alaikum. We want to thank Brother Tony and the members of the CDC Promotion Committee to allow these young people this educational experience. This is an education that I really want them to get the experience because this is about them. They're young now, but in a few years they'll be parents. And I want them to have this fighting spirit and this sense of awareness right now. So if these young people can get out in the streets, then we have no excuse whatsoever.
Go ahead, Brother Ken. That's right.
So as it was says, let's be fruitful and multiply and be out there tomorrow. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. I wanna thank everybody. Wait a minute. Hold on. Come on, Brother Mason. We have these shirts. Come on, Brother Mason.
We are encouraging everyone to be a part of this movement, show support to Minister Tony and the rest of Atlanta by buying this t-shirt. It's a measly $10. That investment will help us to fund and move forward. It is very important that you do that. I'm proud to say that I made this shirt for the movement. We want to keep this movement going. Please support us. $10 donation, please. Thank you.
Wow. We have had a tremendous pep rally. Are you all ready to go tomorrow? Huh? We ready to go? You ready to throw your fist up in the air, as Minister Tony would say? You ready to hold your signs up with the students here so we can get behind Michelle and everybody that's in this vaccine fight and movement and show our enemy that we're not taking no prisoners when it comes to our children? So tomorrow at 7 a.m., we'll be at the CDC. And damn it, we're going to let them know. You're going to lose this fight.
That's right.
You don't have a choice. Because we damn sure don't have a choice. Our children mean everything to us. And if you don't fight for your children's life, you don't deserve to live yourself. So I'm going to bring Sister Secretary up, Sister Kamisha Muhammad. She's going to close us out in prayer. I pray that Allah guides all of you home safely and then guide you on into the war front.
That's right.
On tomorrow. You know, usually before you go to war, you have that dinner, you know, that special night that all the soldiers get together before they go out into the war front. Tomorrow we're going out in the war front. And your bullets are these signs in our voices. The media can only turn their head for so long. But if they never cover a story, by our word of mouth, we will be successful at saving the babies. May God be with you all, and I wish all of you a good night. Hold on, let the sister close us out in prayer, and then we go home.
Let's all stand up. Let's grab hold of somebody's hand because we're going to be united. We're going to be a united front. Let's grab hold of somebody's hand. You never know. We may have to be that human wall of sacrifice. We're going to present our bodies as a living sacrifice. Dear God, Allah, we thank you for this opportunity for us to be together tonight, to be a support for one another, to educate our community. And we thank you so much for bringing us this far along the journey. And we thank you for the victory that is coming to this movement. We thank you for the hearts and minds that are gathered, for our willingness to go out and sacrifice for our babies so that they can have a brighter future. And we thank you for the victory in defeating this satanic force that is trying to bring us down. We thank you in advance for the victory. We ask you to bless each and every person that's gathered here tonight and their families, and allow us all a safe journey home this evening so we can see each other again in the morning. And let us all say in unison, Amen.
God is the greatest.